It's JJ here with my husband, Eric.
That's me.
Yep. And we are talking today in this video about how carnivore has let us down.
Yes, it's the proper human diet. Therefore, we should be invincible. We should be ready to join the Avengers. But there's a few things that we haven't quite checked off the list. And so we're going to go through those.
Yeah.
So let's start with your number one.
I'm hypothyroid, and I'm really hoping for a reduction in my medication. I have not seen that as of yet. Maybe in the future.
And how long have you been doing this?
I started eating the proper human diet. I started time restricted eating in March of 2021. I started more of a meat-based diet in October of 2022. And yeah, no, not a real shift in
November
thyroid numbers.
2022, this is December of 23, so that's like over a year.
More than a year, yes. Yeah.
Okay. I would say that sleep is not promised to be better on a proper human diet. As a matter of fact, all the videos I watch, people say that maybe they get less sleep, but they get by on less sleep. I have terrible sleep. I have had terrible sleep for a long, long time, and it is still that way. Although I would say that maybe I'm more rested with the sleep that I get, but it's not helping my sleep.
And I'm going to piggyback on the sleep. My sleep is much better than his and has been.
Yeah, I get to observe it frequently.
Yet I have cycles of insomnia or lesser sleep, and I still seem to have cycles of that where I'll go 2 or 3 weeks of just not great, and then for some reason it shifts and I'm fine again. So
yeah, but interestingly, because of the nature of eating very low carb and not having the blood sugar cycles, my overall energy is fairly consistent whether or not I get good sleep. Your blood sugar is not where you expected it.
No, it has not. So we've been doing CGMs about as long as we could get them. And my blood sugar used to average in the 80s, generally speaking. I'd have a nice low 70 something when I woke up, and it'd be in the 80s. Of course, there would be peaks and valleys throughout the day. Since I've been doing the proper human diet, my average is actually around 100. Now, I will say that there aren't a lot of peaks and valleys. It is a very steady blood sugar, yet the average is around 100. And I know Dr. Barry says don't worry about that, yet I'm like, well, but why?
Well, why?
Why?
Why isn't it 70? It should just be 70.
Yeah.
But it isn't. But
It
your
isn't.
A1C isn't necessarily high.
No, my A1C has been good. Right now I'm waiting on blood panels too, so I'm curious to see what the latest is.
Yeah, all the carnivore YouTubers talk about this can happen, and then they've got theories about why that is. But the truth is, nobody knows anything about anything, on any topic under the sun that has to do with what to eat and what not to, except for us.
But it's not medical advice.
Of course not. I'm a novelist. You do not want to take any advice from me. I will mislead you on purpose. Okay.
Yeah, so you've got a little bit of a longer list.
Yes. Sunburn impermeability is not something that I have experienced. I may be overstating it. It may not be impermeability, like total invincibility under the glaring noon sun. I'm outside a lot in the summer, and I've got plenty of sunburn on occasion. So I don't know. Maybe I just haven't done it long enough, or maybe there's nothing to it. Maybe it's my Scandinavian DNA or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Some people who follow this are able to sort of eliminate their cravings for sweets. And this to me sounds like Bigfoot. No. I have a terrible sweet tooth. It is never going to leave me. And I satisfy it with stevia all the time. And that's probably to my detriment.
I have experienced less cravings of sweets at times, and yet we're recording this around the holidays, and there's some craving going on, some pretty good craving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A matter of fact, some sweets with actual sugar in it fell into my mouth and down my throat just yesterday, I think.
Just yesterday.
Was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember.
Today.
Was it today? Oh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not judging because he told me they were going to fall down his throat. And so I made sure.
I predicted it, but it wasn't under my control.
You predicted it, and then I jumped on the bandwagon.
It was just like, this feels like it's going to happen. And it's just bad luck. But I will say that when I was really strict with beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, the cravings were substantially less. And when I got a little looser with it, man, the demon reawakens. Mm-hmm. And he's hungry. Do you have any more? No, we talked about that one.
I don't have any more.
My final one, benefit of a proper human diet, that I was really, actually, one of the top reasons I was doing it was trying to optimize my lipids. Mm-hmm. I'm not particularly concerned with LDL, even though every doctor I see is just horrified. I'm concerned about triglycerides and HDL in particular, and my triglycerides are apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And my HDL is so measly and puny.
It's puny.
Like 33 or something like that. And it doesn't matter how much beef, bacon, butter, and eggs I eat. There's something else going on. Either I need more time doing it to let my body adapt, or there's one or two particular things I need to not eat, or I don't know, maybe I just need to accept this is the case for me.
And you've done some extensive experimenting. So
yeah, I was inspired by Dave Feldman, whose lean mass hyper-responder phenotype was very interesting to me, because I'm like, that must be it, except for I don't fit the criteria, unfortunately.
And just remind us, in what way don't you fit?
And because lean mass hyper-responders are lean. I think their body percentage is like 20 or something, but I don't know. They typically have very high LDL, but they also have high HDL and very low triglycerides. Yeah. And I have high HDL, high triglycerides, low HDL. Not great combo. And so I'm want to get that figured out. One of the things that was brought into question somewhere on a Dave Feldman forum was coffee can be a problematic. So I did a month without coffee, and it cut my triglycerides by a third.
We thought we had it.
Yeah, and I thought it's going to keep going down. It's going to keep going down. And once my triglycerides got down below 150, my HDL started to creep up. And I'm like, oh, here we go. It's going to happen. And then it just stayed there. And then I started drinking coffee again because I love it, and it gives me life. So there's a problem. But we'll solve it. Or I will just live this way, and that'll be that.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can control.
So yeah, those are the ways that so far the proper human diet has let us down. Yeah. And even in spite of these, I'm not giving up on it. I've had too many benefits for it, and I'm surprised that you're sticking with it too, with the lipid situation.
When we talked about all the benefits in our previous video, lower blood pressure, blood sugar control, elimination of acid reflux, elimination of all IBS symptoms, and better mental health, it isn't hard to say, I will take that group of benefits and weigh that happily against the lipid concerns, because I think it's fair to mention that I have a CAC score of 0.
Yes.
And so does she.
Yes.
And that's because we're inherently good, smart, moral people, and that's just how it works.
I guess so. Who knows?
So if you've got a high CAC score, I mean, you need to look in the mirror, right?
I want to start breaking out. Don't be jealous of my CAC score. Don't be jealous of my CAC score.
No, understand that was humor.
Yes.
People often don't get that about me because I say those things kind of with a straight face. And no, it has nothing to do. It's not a moral question. If your CAC score is high, that is not in your control.
The box of Pop-Tarts for breakfast, it's incredible.
Yeah, I deserve a high CAC score.
Yeah.
Under that particular way of thinking, which I don't have. Okay, well, this is going way off the rails.
So, well, thank you for tuning in. Of course, like, subscribe, and keep your eye out for our next video where we talk about more of the proper human diet.